So, can you beat the hardest bosses in Fallout New Vegas with just a BB gun? Let's find out. The rules for this is I start off max level with all perks allowed. I can use all consumables and ammo types, chems, all that sort of stuff. No glitches or exploits allowed. And I'm using a J Sawyer Ultimate mod with very hard difficulty and hardcore mode enabled. So the first destination I'll be going to is to go and grab the weapon of choice, the BB gun, but not just any BB gun. This is the unique one. It is the Abilene Kid LE BB gun. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but it's it does a lot of like critical damage and it's got high critical chance. So I'm going to be making full use of this ability with this weapon. This is what I call the Wheel of Death. My genius creation. I put 40 something of the most powerful sort of bosses in the game onto a list, and I'm rolling a wheel. And look who it was first. Da, 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 da. Legendary Deathclaw. Fucking hell. It's gonna be an absolute fucking nightmare trying to beat that. Next up. Whew. Gets a bit tense when you're waiting for this. Oof. Ooh, beast. Beast. Now this is a boss from Lonesome Road. It's like sort of on the way down. It shouldn't be too much of a difficulty, to be fair. Next one. Ooh, let's see. Ooh, Ghost of She. Wow, now this is our Honest Hearts boss. This is like a Yagwai sort of unique boss. It's pretty tough actually. Next one. Ooh, we got Dr. Orderly. Now this is a robot mini boss from Old World Blues DLC. Depends, might be hard, I'm not sure. I can't remember which one that is, to be fair. Next one. Ooh, Fire Ant Queen. Now this is probably quite an easy one, to be fair. I don't think this will be much difficulty. For this build, I'm going to show you everything I've done, all the perks I've got, everything. So here's my stats. This is all my skill and everything. So I've pretty much just leveled myself straight up with console commands to level 35 and give myself sort of all the perks and whatnot. So you see here, I've gone for a very sort of crit-based build, prioritizing critical hits and stuff like that, critical damage. I'm also using a lot of chems and stuff because I need every advantage I can get when you're not using the most powerful weapons. You've got to make use of everything. So because of the J Sawyer mod, I've only got a limited amount of perks, as level 35 is a max, so bear that in mind. I don't have as many perks. And here's the gun itself, bonus critical damage and chance, and here's my gear. I've got all this sort of critical damage stuff, light armor stuff, you know what I mean. And then I've got a load of chems. I just get myself a load of chems, like basic ones, which should hopefully I probably won't have to use all of most of them, but I think I'll use at least one or two. And here, look, is how I look with the gear. Pretty fancy, pretty good fashionable accessories and clothing. So first enemies are a couple of fire ants. Quickly dispatch these. These are piece cake. Absolutely demolish these. And surprised at how much critical damage this does as well. See, I'm getting some good hits. I've got like a mod here that shows how many sort of damage you're getting. It's pretty neat, to be fair. So it doesn't actually. This is actually one of probably the easiest bosses. I quickly, went in here, dispatched them, and then the queen. It's not far down, to be fair. So it's only got 400 health as well, something like that. So not too much of a challenge, to be fair. I quickly look at that, 242 sneak attack critical damage. Fucking mad. That's it. Bam. Dead as literally as like took seconds, literally. But this one surprised me at the back, fucking blowing fire on me. Actually more of a challenge than the actual queen. But yeah, it didn't take long to dispatch that one either. And then I decided to just have a quick pose of it, quick selfie. And the next one here, I'm doing the Honest Hearts DLC, so one thing I sort of forgot about was the weight limit, especially with the JSoy mod. It's actually less than the actual normal game. It's like £50 of weight with the speech check. So I was like flipping out. I didn't realise how much all the stuff I had weighed. It was mostly all the chems and stuff, so I just had to get rid of a load of shit. You can see here, look, £50. Oh, you get 50 out of 120.
Sorry to bother you with reality, old Jed. Who cares if we can't get back out the way we come? That's
Fuck off, I'm busy.
not a problem.
So I get a bit pissed off with Ricky here. It's a bit rude. So I decide to dispatch him quickly. And then obviously these guys will die, you know, the scripted stupid encounter you get. And then you encounter this guy up here on the hill. What's his name? Can't remember. Follower's Chalk or something. This always. First time I did DLC, I literally killed this guy. I didn't realise he was an actual. He was part of the DLC. I thought he was just one of the enemies. I think many people have made that mistake. And then here, I encountered Green Gecko, giant one as well. These are actually fucking really powerful. They do hit you pretty hard. Luckily, I dispatched it quite easily. Actually, didn't get to hit me. Well, this little one's a nuisance as well. And then I'm at the Narrows. As quick as that, bam! So as I'm sort of entering the Narrows, I'm like wondering why this person's running after me, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's what's her name, Waking Cloud. I completely forgot. She greets you every time you come in. So I'm like hovering midair while speaking to her as well, which is pretty weird. And then I'm checking out that bear glue. I'm like, where have you got that from? Damn. So that's the way to start the quest for this, basically. And then you speak to this guy, Whitebird. And then you basically do like a quick little fetch quest thing.
Go.
Get these like sacred roots. And I was actually a bit surprised by these geckos that weren't hostile. I was quite intrigued actually. So it didn't take me long to get them. They're pretty much straight around the place. And once you take his like weird fucking T thing, and he like goes all blurry and weird. The screen, it's like really weird. Quite cool though. It's quite a weird quest. You see, I'm just like fucking like moving the screen around. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I'm sort of like wondering what the enemy is, and then out of nowhere, this absolute giant Cazador just absolutely comes out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck? And these are actually, this is actually almost as powerful as the legendary Cazador. It literally has almost as much health and hits as much.
Fucking hell. I was dead. What the? Ah! What the fuck is this? Oh, I'm getting tag teamed again. Oh, fuck.
So I quickly read one of these True Police Stories magazines, so this gives me like an extra 10% critical chance, which is really useful with this weapon. It just gets crits almost every hit when you take one of these. So I'm almost near the boss now. I'm just taking out some of these Jaguars sort of in the way. Yeah, these go down so quick, like literally I'm doing a huge amount of critical damage. And here we are, almost at the layer of the Ghost of She. And this thing hits really hard. It actually took me 2 attempts. See, like, look out, like, literally almost my health gets hit, literally taken out in 2 hits. Crazy. So, attempt 2. So I'm like, okay, let's maybe take a bit of Med-X. And that's pretty much all I take, actually. The Battle Brew. I think I decide to take that as well. So this time if I get hit, I should be able to tank it. Get that critical damage. Crazy. And then it somehow like comes to life. I think it's like a little like attack thing. It kicked in before I killed it. After I killed it or whatever. It's a bit weird. So that's it, Ghost of She. beaten as quick as that. And then I get my reward, get the, what's it, unique bear glove thing. And get rid of that stupid vision, weird blurry thing on my screen as well. And then I just quickly test it out. A bit disrespectful, but I don't fucking care. And then just hack and slash, hacking and whacking. So then I obviously failed the DLC. I just sort of leave after that. There's no point in continuing it. While in the load screen, I'm checking out, seeing who's looking for what's his name, Testicles. He's like the narrator, and I found him. He's like, hey, he's there. And then that's it. That's that done. Next is the Lonesome Road, and I get sort of counter a few coyotes. Actually, these are a fucking pain because there's there's loads of them, and I can only get damage with crits, so I just fucking run away. Okay, here we go. It's a little bit. It looks a bit weird with my graphic setup. Actually, Lonesome Road. I don't know why, but I quickly get to Eddie. I decided to repair my gun while I'm here. Might as well, because it actually goes down quite quickly. The condition of it, which is quite surprising. And then actually these sentry bots are quite tough with this weapon. I mean, I'm getting crits on them, but you can see it's like they've got a really high damage threshold at 18, which is pretty tough to be fair. And I don't know if they have a damage resistance as well, but I actually find that the heads are more protective. You can see there's less critical damage against the heads, but on the body I'm getting like 70 some critical damage, so which is a bit strange. I would have thought, you always think the head's the weak part, but it's not for these, which is weird. Actually, best hit them in the torso. And then on this little bit, I die a few times. And then I have to rethink my strategy. I decide, okay, let's use a few chems, psycho, med-X, whatever. And I think Psycho actually does affect critical damage. I didn't think it did, but it does. So I thought it was only the base damage, but it actually does affect critical damage as well, so that's quite good to know. But I don't want to rely on chems all the time. I kind of just want to use them if I really need to. I'll try not to use them if I can. And then I don't take me long to get rid of these. med-X definitely helped. But those turrets are actually really powerful. You see my health went down so much then. And then here we are, Lonesome Road. Now this is always a pain. You get ambushed. Every time you do this DLC, this bit's always really tough. But yeah, I quickly get, and then I completely forgot about the guy up there again. I literally this every time I do this DLC. The guy, he's got the missile launch thing, and he's literally firing one mid-air. But luckily it misses. And then he's gone before you know it. Got the laser designator. And this was actually really tough. I mean, I had to end up using the stealth boy, I think. Yeah, once I put that stealth boy on, I was absolutely invisible. And I'm also using the True Police Stories magazines as well, so that gives me an extra. That's obviously helping me get more crits. I think altogether it boosts up to 50% base critical chance. So with all my gear on, I've probably got, or with the multiplier on the weapon, it probably equates to about 70 something, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to have a look. But it's a pretty decent critical. That's probably the highest you can get, to be fair, with this weapon. And these guys, I'm surprised they didn't fire. And then I thought they'd actually find me, but even with Stealth Boy, I'm like completely invisible. Because they could have absolutely wiped me out with those thermic lances. And what's also funny is I've got like the halo thing above my head from that the gear I'm wearing. I'm like, oh god, how could you not see me? Literally, I like fucking lighting up the night sky with that thing on. And here, this is actually another boss that I completely forgot that it was this sort of early in the DLC. So I've actually fought 6 bosses in this challenge. But this is actually really tough. This see, that guy's got anti-material rifle as well. So luckily I shot that out of his hand. See, I'm just like, look at my health going down, like incinerator. It's just draining my health. So even if you've got a really high damage threshold, it doesn't matter because that fire just goes straight through it. Burning damage. I almost died, to be fair. I literally just scraped this one without dying. Crazy. It's absolutely mad. And then, what's his name? Blister. He's one of the bosses. Lucky I shoot that thing out of his hand. Which is something I do quite a lot with this weapon, actually. It's really good at shooting the guns out of the hands. I don't know why. I don't know why that is, but I just find it does it a lot with this weapon, this BB gun. And then get rid of the rest of these. So yeah, that was probably the hardest bit of this DLC that I've done so far. And the next bit, obviously, you've got tunnelers. These are pretty tough, to be fair. These hit really hard. If you get swarmed by these, you're fucked. But I do die a few times, to be fair. Yeah, I get through them pretty quickly, actually. And then this is the next part is the, what's his name, the boss I've come here to fight, Beast. Actually really easy. The one before it was a lot more harder. And I don't know why my Lonesome Road weather looks so weird. It must be the graphic mods I'm using, but it's just really strange. But yeah, so I decided to take out his goon first so we can have a nice one-on-one fight. And somehow I literally get no crits on this guy and he ends up getting me with his stupid berry knife. And then Eddie takes him out. Actually does a lot of damage, Eddie, on this DLC. And Blister, I'm like shooting his weapon out of his hand, like actually did it just then, and then I'll do it again as well after that, because I don't know how I don't know why he does it so much. He always shoots the weapon out of his hand. So he picked it up again, and then it doesn't take me long before I shoot it out of his hand again. And I just pick it up. He's like, "You got no weapon now, mate." And actually, this is really easy boss fight. I didn't think it'd be this easy. I thought it'd be more of a challenge, to be fair. And that's it. He's gone. I take his face helmet as a trophy. And that's it. Beast is defeated. So next up, the legendary Deathclaw. Ho! This was a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. You've got to fight your way through hordes of Deathclaws to get to it as well. But thank God for Stealth Boys, because they literally were a lifesaver in this place. But Deathclaws, surprisingly, they do spot you. Out of all the enemies in the game, they're one of the few enemies that can spot you through Stealth Boys. Only if you attack them, obviously, because you can see here, once I attack them, they run at me, they know exactly where I am. So they must, like in the lore of the game, they must have like really good hearing or something like that. Because, you know, spotting you through a Stealth Boy, you know, got to have really good hearing or something for that, definitely. And I'm going to make full use of all the chems I've got, because this is the hardest. I've got to get every advantage I can, because it's super tough in here. So I've got some Battle Brew, got some Med-X, Slasher, everything, all this sort of stuff. Sarah Madre Martini. And obviously True Police Stories magazines. I was just checking if I could poison my weapon, which only works for melee weapons. Yeah, this Deathclaw, not too bad actually. I kill him quite quickly. And you can see they got like a damage threshold of 15, which is actually not as much as I thought it would be. Because those sentry bots I fought before are actually more damage threshold. But these have got more health. And they're much quicker as well. But yeah, actually I dispatch them quite quick because I've got all the damage boosting chems. They actually really boost the critical hit damage. And I'm getting a lot of sneak attack criticals as well, so it doesn't take me long to actually get rid of these Deathclaws. And it also helps that this BB gun is actually quite rapid firing. I mean, you can see that as like sort of getting some really good hits. And I've also got the trait fast shot, so that probably helps as well, because that like increases your sort of DPS of the damage, sort of how quick the weapons fire on certain ones. So yeah, don't underestimate some of the traits in this game because they're really good. And then here, Deathclaw Mother. I didn't realise this was in here. I completely forgot, to be fair. I was quite surprised, but I literally, that's why I went fucking rapid firing on that thing. And then these actually were more of a pain, because I didn't seem to get any critical hits. I think, yeah, I didn't get any critical hits on. I think my magazine ran out or something. I didn't realise, or didn't notice it come up on the thing. But yeah, they don't hit much on me. Actually, they don't think they hit me at all. That one does. It doesn't even go through my damage threshold. And the other one just like fucks off somewhere. I don't know where it went. And that's it. That's the Deathclaw Mother beaten in there. Which I suppose it's a boss on its own, really. And then next, this is the legendary Deathclaw. See, I'm juicing up on my chems, making sure I'm fully ready for this. One of those true police stories as well. They're literally the lifeblood of this weapon. Without them, I'd be fucked. But first, I just take out all the ones around it, just a bit more of a fairer fight. You see there, 1,000 health. Crazy. Basically twice the health of the normal Deathclaw, and also hits like a tank. And this is it. Legendary Deathclaw. Get some juicy critical hits, but then it's like it runs up to me and it can't spot me, and I was so fucking weirded out by it. It's like, why can't it spot me? And I don't want to kick it out so easy, so I just let it take a few hits to see how much damage it does, and surprisingly I do tank a few hits. I mean, bearing in mind I'm juiced up on a lot of chems. I'm like Battle Brew, I've got Med-X, I've got Slasher, I've got all these things, and literally I can tank about 3 hits before I'm almost dead. But that's it. Legendary Deathclaw defeated. Actually wasn't too difficult, to be fair. It's just, but if I wasn't using stealth, I'd be absolutely screwed. So next up, we're doing the Old World Blues DLC. As you can see, I'm just in time. So this reason why I left this to last is because I can't leave unless I complete the DLC, but I don't fancy completing it just for the boss fight. So that's why I left it till last. And then in the load screen again, the intro thing, I'm looking for the narrator. It's quite funny when you find him because he's like wearing a lab coat this time. It's quite comical. And then chat with these goons. And you can actually skip most dialogue if you just say not to cut your speech off thing here. Just a quick sip in case you get annoyed with it every time. And then I just sort of skip that bit. And that's it. Literally, it doesn't take long to get to this boss, to be fair. Literally, once I'm got through that dialogue, I've only got to walk like a short distance, but I quickly repair my weapon, get some more BB rounds as well. So as I exit, I just quickly admire the sunrise. Looks quite nice actually, with the mods I've got. Graphical setup. And along here, just if you ever go along here, there's always like mines across some reason. I suppose it's to stop you like using it as a way to get around without fighting. And this BB gun actually takes a few hits to detonate them, which is quite weird. Takes like 2 or 3 hits. And it's only a short distance. Look, I'm literally already at the place. I'm coming to fight the boss. And there it is. Dr. Orderly. It's like 600 health or whatever. Quite a lot, to be fair. I mean, Legendary Deathclaw had 1,000. This one's not far off. And I completely forgot to take one of the True Police story magazines again. Look at the difference in how many critical hits you get once you take one of them. It's crazy. I don't know where this BB pellet goes. It just literally sort of disappears. It looked like it was about to hit his eye, and then it just, I don't know where the fuck it goes. But this time I fucking hit him. Bam! Look at that. I fucking launched myself in the air to hit his eye or whatever. And then I take these ones out. Mark 4. These are actually pretty tough as well. These like little mini versions of them. So that's been the challenge complete. Quite easy, to be fair. I thought it'd be a lot harder, but you know, not bad. So this has been Jack Hamster. So make sure you stay tuned for any future challenge videos. I've got a lot planned, and I've got some really juicy ones as well, so make sure you stay tuned.